Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of the DNVR Rapids Podcast. And it's a winner's lounge! Scream, 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 scream! How'd you like those air horns there, Duane?
I felt like I was at a Pitbull concert just now.
Wow.
I was like, what happened?
I'm your host, Mitchell Carroll, joined by my just lovely co-host, Downtown Duane Brown.
What's up, everybody? I hope you are enjoying our playoff-bound postgame show.
Playoffs?
Playoffs? The Rapids?
The Rapids? That's right, folks. The Rapids have clinched a spot in the postseason behind Reggie Cannon opening his account, Djordje Mihailovic masterclass, tons of records, good stats, marks out of this game. Lots of stuff we're going to get into when we really get into the little things. Duane, first, though, what's your big reaction?
I think Grant said it best in the comments after Djordje said it the best a month ago, and that's up the effing Pids, man. Like,
correct,
dude. This again, a game, must-win game, and first half, and then just, I mean, it's go time now. It is a race for positioning. These last four games are going to be awesome. Before we even get there, though, we've got tonight to talk about, which, what more could you ask for? We got a win, a playoff berth, some records. Even the goal that wasn't scored was sick in the first. It was awesome. So, great game to talk about tonight.
Lots to talk about. If you're here because you clicked on it thinking it was the Buffs post-game show, thanks for coming in. Hit a thumbs up and support the rest of DNVR before you head out and watch the Buffs post-game. Hang out with us.
Good Buffs post-game tonight, too.
It's going to be a great Buffs post-game. The Buffs caught that touchdown with 0-0-0 at the same time as they drew the penalty. It was chaos. Chaos.
Travis Hunter is him, dude. Like,
it was so sick. Unbelievable.
Crazy.
Anyways, that's for the other show. Our show is going live. And, yeah, I mean, look, Coach was so happy afterwards. You could tell. I mean, he feels he's not one to rest on accomplishments. And I even said it in the game thread earlier. I said, getting to the playoffs isn't enough. And he said that. And he said, any player that comes in is going to say it's not enough. And that's true. It's not enough. Still have a lot to do. But so many good things happened tonight. So many things were just like the little cherry on top of the accomplishment of making it, right? And so they're going to celebrate. They're going to have a good time. And they're going to get back to work because there's some big games coming up. So, Duane, let's just dive right in. Let's dive in how we always do. We're going to jump right in. We're doing our full post-game show. And, well, first, what do you think about the starting lineup tonight? Reggie Cannon starts. Seb Anderson starts. All four midfielders start. So Cole, Djordje, Ollie, Connor Ronan all got the start. And then Darren Yappy gets the start. So pretty rotated, probably the most rotated squad we've ever seen from Chris Armas in this season.
Yeah, and Lawless playing as well, which I wasn't expecting. So
out of concussion protocol.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into Lawless later, but dude, stop hitting the ball with your head.
You're in concussion protocol. Stop hitting it with your head. Yeah, pretty simple.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing was, what was the formation going to be? Was it going to be the 4-4-2? Or is he, keeping it to the regular Armas schedule, which is what you predicted and seemed to be what happened. So seeing Yappy slide out to the wing, versus coming in as a sub for Hoffa was pretty cool. So, yeah, I love that Reggie was starting. My wife and I were watching the game, and I was talking to her about Reggie and kind of giving that introduction. And then boom, he shows up in a great way tonight. So I was glad to see him get the start. That back line needed some rest, and so yeah, it was different. But I mean, hey man, it's the end of the season. Dudes are getting hurt and dudes are getting tired. We had a long run in Leagues Cup, don't forget. So this was the time for that. And I thought Armas made the right decisions, obviously, on that roster switch up. So hopefully guys got some good rest, and we can keep going 4 more till the playoffs.
Some big ones in there. 3 playoff teams and Austin, who probably still thinks they have a shot, right? So, yeah. All right, let's get into it. No surprises on the bench, right? Like Keegan was available, Lewis was available, Omir was available, Calvin was no surprises there. So that Seb start number 5, Reggie start number 1. All 4 midfielders. I don't know how many times they have started. I don't think it's a lot. I think the first couple games of the season, they definitely all 4 started. And I don't know if it's happened since then. So that was really cool to see. And then Yappy got his 4th start of the season. And I believe his 28th appearance. So good for him. Toronto, they have the Canadian Championship final on Wednesday. So Insigne wasn't even on the game day roster. Bernadeschi was on the bench. I was convinced he wasn't playing. He was lounging. He didn't even have cleats on. He was chilling so hard. I thought there was no way he was going to play. Turns out he did, but he didn't do much. So, okay. Going into the game. Interestingly enough, the number 1 pick in the last draft, in the 2024 MLS Super Draft presented by Adidas, started for Toronto. And it made me go look back at that draft. And 2 Trinidadians went number 1 and 2. Spicer went first to Toronto, 2 Wayne Frederick to the Rapids. Didn't know that. That's pretty cool. So the Rapids were on the attack from the start. 4th minute gets the first corner. And then it was just like creative, fun, forward ball for the Rapids for the next 30 minutes. Rafa had that long ball from Cole where he had that outside of the foot chip that almost made it. Shane O'Neill cleared it off the line. Djordje free kick, found Lawless at the back post, didn't go in. 10th minute, Toronto had that long throw that just pinged around the box for too long before anything got out, and I was freaking out.
Well, and that was Reggie's hello right there too.
Right.
I mean, his move there saved that from becoming a goal.
And then from there, that next spell of possession on the other end, Reggie was involved, swung back around, played back out, swung back, found some space, created, it ended up not being anything. It was that he kind of sent a slow roller to the near post. Yappy couldn't get there. Sean Johnson got it there in front of him. But the fact that he was involved so much early, defensively was fine. The Rapids kept wanting to swing it right, and that felt like Toronto wanted them to swing it right to Lawless and Seb, because the second it got to Lawless or Seb, the entire Toronto defense just right, just attacked. And so when it was Reggie Cole, Reggie Djordje, Reggie whoever down that side, I thought it looked really good. So keep that going. Good to see. A couple plays where both Rafa and Cole made it work in tight spaces, where Rafa's shot was blocked. Cole sent one trailing right wide, right? Never found the net at all. But it felt right there like they're going to score some goals, right? Those 2 plays specifically where they were able to hold up play in the box, get these nice little touch passes off into small spaces. it was just honestly that first 30 minutes was some of the nicest offense we've seen from this team in I mean, certainly since the MLS restart, right? Like it was one touch here, one touch there, great run. Like the chemistry just seemed so dialed in that first 30 minutes, Duane.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it was good to see, somebody who you've been pretty vocal about is, Bassett kind of fallen off a little bit since the beginning of Leagues Cup. And man, he seemed after it today. Like you feel like Cole knew what was on the line and that playoff berth was there. And he was really going for it, and he got a bad, he got a bad part of his foot on there and it's left-footed, when that ball went wide. But that was a close one too. If he had got a little more on it, I think, he could have straightened that shot out. But
yeah, he
was after it. So, there's a lot of good things to talk about. Reggie's first start had some great things that we've kind of mentioned already. Hoffa was all over the place, had one of the best non-goals I've seen in a long time. It was so much fun, and I was so pissed it didn't go in. And and then you have a different back line. You have people stepping up. Seb had a good game. I thought Lawless was undercover great tonight, although reckless coming out of concussion protocol.
Yeah.
Just a lot of good things, man. Good things all over the field.
Totally.
What a difference from the other night.
Then Cole had that nice shot that the rebound landed right at Djordje's head, almost headed the chip, like a chip header over the keeper. He keeps it out, but doesn't save it. That's what it was weird. Johnson just like hit it down, and then Rafa, all of a sudden, you're like, Rafa's going to get there. Oh my God. Didn't get it. That's fine. My other note there, and I noticed it really around the 30th minute, but I noticed it from the first 4 minutes of the game. Toronto was wasting time at every single opportunity from the second the first kick happened, right? It was one person on the ball for the throw, psych, someone else is going to walk over. Free kick, let's make sure we kick every option. Goal kicks, Sean Johnson was like, okay, we're going to do this. Oh, no, wait, everyone go back. Okay, everyone, they were getting the hell out of Dodge tonight, and unfortunately, they took a big fat L with them. But
good,
they almost just CONCACAF'd their way through it. Shane O'Neill fouled Yappy really hard on the wing. Didn't love that. Got a yellow. But he made it to halftime, scoreless. Felt like it probably should have been 2 or 3-0 at halftime. Honestly.
Yep.
And it's one of those games. I didn't say it. I didn't tweet it. I wanted to so bad, but I didn't want to jinx it. But it felt just like every other game where we say, man, tons of great chances for the Rapids early, but no goals, right? Like it felt like that. And it felt like something bad could happen going forward. Didn't though. Thank God. Started raining at halftime. So that's where kind of, you're like, oh, okay, they might have missed their chance. Right. It's raining. Toronto went big changes at the half, brought on Richie Larea, Longstaff, Kerr, Armas, nothing. No surprise. He never makes halftime change. Djordje had a big old free kick, drew that hard foul, right at kind of the few yards from the corner of the box. I thought Djordje looked pretty good on set pieces tonight. No one could finish them, but
he looked great. I mean, finishing was the problem tonight for sure.
He seemed pretty dialed in overall, which is great to see. And Yappy missed an easy one, as James pointed out in the comments there too. There was just a few ones where you're like, oh, you're gonna need that one back. Luckily they didn't. And then Reggie Cannon, man, Yappy. So Djordje gets a great ball up to Yappy. Great touch inside, right? The defenders kind of give him the corner, or at least, being able to push the ball down towards the end line. He cuts in, shoots the ball across the box to Reggie one time, bends it to the corner. Great goal. Great play from the Yapster. Great play from Reggie. Welcome to Colorado. First start, first goal. Fire the cannons. Let's go. Let's go.
Awesome. Dude, I was so pumped. I was not expecting a Reggie goal
No.
this soon. And I was, again, I was talking to my wife. I'm like, I just want him to score so we can make cannon jokes and cannonball jokes.
Yeah,
and
of course.
I want all these things. And then 5 minutes later, there it is. And I was like, yes, let's get into it.
It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. So, and good thing he scored that goal because he got the yank right after that. He said, all right, you're done. He comes off. Cole also comes off before the hour. That's kind of crazy to me. But see, that's my problem with Chris has been on nights where he's rotated the squad. He still plays Cole, Rafa, and Djordje 90 minutes, and that's not rotating the squad. Those are the guys that need the break. It's not changing out wingers, who all alternate starts anyways, right? That's not rotating the squad. Rotating the squad is giving the guys that play every second of the season a break. So it's nice to see Cole get a half hour off. It did kind of feel like the winner at the time, but they did sub on Bernadeschi. They brought on Lorray. They brought on some guys in the second half to make a game of it because they didn't allow those goals early. That was the Rapids' fault. They should have put the game away in the first half, and you probably don't see Bernadeschi. You don't see Lorray. They chill and get ready for the Canadian Championship. But they made it a game because they couldn't finish. And that's, that has been the Achilles heel of this team is they might lead the league in XG and all these nice offensive stats, but they leave a lot of goals on the table, it feels like. And it makes these games harder than they have to be. So Djordje, okay, so 71st minute, not much happened, or at least not much tweeted on my game thread between the 56-minute substitution and the 71st minute. But Djordje they got on the break, and he puts that long ground pass over to Yappy across the goal. And I mean, just missed an absolute buried winner, right? Right there. I wanted it so bad for Yappy. Yappy had a great game. I'm sure we're going to talk a lot about Yappy, even if he missed a couple of those ones where you're like, oh, you were so close. I thought he was excellent tonight. He really opened up Rafa, I thought. So Djordje did pick up a secondary assist on the Reggie goal. I think it was a bit of a stretch. It's a bit of a stretch because Yappy was able to get a few touches in before the pass. But so he was then tied with Diego Rubio for the most goal contributions in a single season. Pretty cool.
So are we counting Leagues Cup for that?
Nope.
Because I only have him at 13.
13 what?
13 assists.
Well, that's not what I said. Goal contributions.
I thought you said assists.
Yeah, correct. So he's now 4 assists away from setting the record.
Yeah.
So he needs an assist a game down the stretch, and he'll set the record for assists in a season, which is pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, Maxu thought I had a pretty good night, but God, he kept clearing the ball poorly. Right? As in basically keeping it in the final third. Now, it went way up in the air, whatever, kind of play resets, whatever, but just get it clean out of there, my guy, please. It's too stressful when that ball just pops up right there. I don't like it. Keegan subbed on as part of Cole coming off. So Keegan then got one of the weakest yellows of the night, and somehow it was a yellow compared to everything else. I know you're going to go off on the ref eventually, so we'll get there. But
I won't because I'm actually not, because I thought he made real just stupid yellows on both sides. So
he sucked. He was horrible.
Yeah, he was not good horrible for either team.
truly just a bad night for him. He must have lost a contact or something. He couldn't see much. Let's see. 82nd minute. Hoffa goes off. Harris comes on. I liked it. Rafa was gas at the end of last game. He was gas at the end of this one. So pretty good. And then Yappy gets absolutely taken out in the box. Just absolutely no doubt about absolutely no doubt penalty. And it was funny because he goes down. The ref is over there. There's players like all washed out. And you think, he did point to the spot. We kind of missed it because we were all talking to each other on press row. And, you turn it over and no Rapids are going up to the penalty spot or the box. They're all over talking to the coaches or talking to each other or getting some water. And I'm like, it's a penalty, right? What's going on here? Why is no one? It took like a few minutes for anyone to really get over there. Yappy did seem okay. Although he wasn't looking pretty hard.
Look like he wanted it to be a penalty on TV, like at all.
He called it immediately. So
and that's why I think they were kind of like, he's probably not going to call it.
But he called it immediately. He called it so fast that we didn't even notice it.
Oh, I didn't even notice it then.
No. He pointed to the spot like immediately.
He's just walking around.
Because he's running over, pulling a yellow out. So if you're calling a foul, if you're sprinting in, calling a foul in the box in a yellow, he's already pointed to the spot. So, but yeah, it was very confusing. As James said in the crowd, it was a forgettable night from the ref. Brush it off onto the next. Hope we never see you again, whoever you are. Djordje steps up, of course, as is. He's the penalty taker now. And hits him with just an icy little Panenka. God, it was beautiful, right? Sean Johnson was long gone from that spot when it finally got into the net. Beautiful. Gives him the goal contributions record on the season. It was beautiful. 4 minutes added on. Jasper and Lewis come on to close it out. Yeah, is Jasper Loffelson the human victory cigar of the Colorado Rapids?
That's a good point.
It's either him, because I feel like the opposite, whatever the exact opposite of that is, like call off the dogs, we're done, is when Wayne Frederick gets in. And I love Wayne. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on Wayne, but if Wayne's in, the game is out of hand, right?
Yeah.
But when Loffelson comes in, you're like, okay, they have a lead, and he's hoping they don't blow it. So he put Jasper in, right? So you love seeing him come in. Because of the penalty, of course, there was added time. Meanwhile, the Buffs are doing crazy stuff at the exact same time. That was the moment where I was like, what is happening in sports right now? Too crazy. Anyways, whistle finally blows. Djordje finally sets that record. Armas, there's all sorts of records. We're going to get to it on the other side of this break. But first, we got to do a little housekeeping, and we have to talk about our friends at Toyota. Man, we love Toyota. You know how much we love Toyota, Duane?
I'm going to have to say like 12 out of 10.
We love them so much that we made them the official vehicle of this company. That's it. No one's allowed to drive anything else. The Buffs RV, Toyota. Not really.
We can't prove it's not right now. We can't prove it's not.
There were several Toyotas driven up to the tailgate today to set up. I drove my Toyota out to the stadium. We're all in on Toyota, whether that's the 2024 Tacoma. Perfect truck for Colorado, in my opinion. Or the new Land Cruiser that's now back. There are 17 models with all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. Perfect for Colorado. And that's 17 models right there. That's like, what do you want? You want a car? Do you want an SUV? Do you want a truck? They all got all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. They're all perfect for it, including the 2024 4Runner, which is so sweet. Toyota also offers more low and zero emission vehicles combined than any other automaker. So you can reduce that carbon footprint. We all want to reduce our carbon footprint. And the best, you can get a freaking truck if you want to do that. How cool is that? The Tundra iForce Max Hybrid truck.
That's pretty cool.
You get the biggest truck they have, and it's a hybrid. It's amazing. They also have great SUVs that you can take up to the mountains or cruise to the city like RAV4 and the Grand Highlander. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of the Colorado Rapids and the official vehicle of DNVR. We are also brought to you by our friends at Empire Today. We love Empire. We love them. Our studio floors at DNVR in the Toyota Lounge. The floors are Empire. Empire has everything you need. They do all the work to give you all the best options. They're the ones shopping through all the possible floor products. They're looking through so they can curate their offering to you, right? They don't want you to have to think about it. You know that whatever they're presenting as the options for your floor are the best. You cannot beat their quality, their service, or their speed. They want to find what you need, and they don't want to overwhelm you with choices. They have a virtual floor designer, so you can see how your floors will look in a space. Just take a picture, and you'll instantly see. You can just scroll through, choose that floor. Nope, doesn't look right. That floor. Nope, doesn't look right. That floor. Perfect! Because you can see it right there in the room live. The virtual, you don't have to go to a big box store where you might get someone who hasn't worked in flooring ever and they're on flooring that day, so they can't answer any of your questions. All they do is live and breathe flooring. You can be confident that you're getting honest, upfront advice. And the best, I mean, what's better than being able to shop at home? Nothing. Shopping at home is great.
Nothing.
Not leaving to shop? Sign me up. And you can do that with Empire. Schedule a free in-home estimate today. Free. We love free. Free is great. And then all listeners can receive a $350 off discount when they use promo code DNVR. Restrictions apply. See empiretoday.com/DNVR for details. All right, we're back. DNVR Rapids. Hanging out. Late night, baby. Winner's Lounge. So much going on. If you're here, hit that like. If you're watching on Twitter, jump in to YouTube. Jump in the comments. Hit the like button. Goes a long way. We super appreciate everyone hanging out with us late in the Toyota chat. Matthew, James, Crash, Grant. I have to scroll to find the other people that are in the chat. I saw Alyssa is in there. B-Ray was in there way before the show started. Shout out everybody for coming in to hang out. Super appreciate it. All right. Duane, who do you believe, according to Font Mob, was the player of the game?
Oh, man.
Not a tough one.
Let's go Reggie Cannon.
No.
That's who I give it to. Duane Mob gives it to Reggie Cannon.
He had one goal, of course, but there was a guy who also had a goal and an assist.
I know. Djordje always gets it, though.
It's Djordje. It's Djordje. Djordje was great tonight. I mean, look, Djordje's always good, but I thought he ran more, worked harder off ball, got back on the counter. Like, he was as locked in as we have seen. And man, he was so good.
You kind of had a feeling this was going to be one of those Djordje games because he looked so pissed on Wednesday and just down and disappointed. And it was just like, this is going to be one of those Djordje games where he's just like, screw it. I'm going to be everywhere.
90 minutes played.
That's what we saw.
90 minutes played. 8.7 rating. 90 minutes played. 1 goal scored. 1 secondary assist. 3 shots. 46 of 50 passing. 6 chances created. 0.89 xG. 2 for so his shots were on goal. 80 touches for Djordje. 80.
That's crazy.
That's a good night. That means the offense is working. Great to see.
That's 20 above what we look for.
He had a clearance. He had an interception. And, he was fouled twice. He committed 5 fouls. Felt like he committed 20. He was chopping it up big time. So good job from Djordje. Reggie, who you brought up. Oh, Yappy was given an 8.3 tonight.
Yappy had a spectacular game tonight.
Yeah, I mean, really, and I'm sure we'll talk about him more later, but with the assists, 3 shots, 11 to 13 passing, won a penalty, created a big chance. He did miss 2 big chances, but, whatever, we'll take it back. 35 touches for him. He was great. Cole, 7.1, pretty good for him. 18 of 18 passing, 4 chances created, just 27 touches though, right? And I think what we're we have found out through doing this very unscientific measurement after the end of these games is, yes, you want Djordje to clear that 60 mark, preferably clear that 70 mark, but you also need Cole in that 50 to 60 range, secondary. And he didn't quite get there tonight, but I still thought Cole was great. So good job by him. Bouncing back, even if it wasn't a perfect game. Reggie, 7.8, no doubter with the goal scored. Zach with a 7.6. He was great tonight as well. All greens across the board. Blue for Djordje because he was the player of the game, but great to see from those guys. Keegan with the yellow didn't have a great substitution grade, but it was still nice to see. And pretty terrible game when you look across the way at all the bad grades for Toronto. So suck it. You guys suck. Boo. Good luck in your Canadian championship on Wednesday, I guess. We are going to go to our news segment, and my favorite of the news segments, Stat Corner. We love Stat Corner. Psych, not what Duane put up. Don't.
That's what I thought you were going for.
No, we don't have to do that one anymore. That segment's gone. It's no longer on the log. Stat Corner, presented by our friends in Rapids Communications. Thank you to our friends in Rapids Communications, of course. And then I lost it, of course. Here we go. Okay. Clinch the playoffs for the 3rd time in 5 seasons. Love to see it. How do you feel about that?
Awesome. Playoffs.
Unbeaten in 13 matches at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Another great stat. 3rd place in the West. Great stat. Not really a stat, but thanks for throwing that in there.
I'll take it.
Djordje, with 11 goals and 13 assists, now has the most goal contributions of any Rapid in any single season ever. He passed Diego Rubio, who had 23 in 2022. Chris Armas sets the record for most wins by a first-year head coach in Rapids history, set in the Rapids' 2nd season in 1997. Meyernick. Don't remember him. Sorry. Your name is now washed from history. Not really. Shout out to you, wherever you are. Reggie makes his home debut. First start, first goal. Bang, bang, bang. How you feel about those stats right there, Duane?
Awesome. It's my favorite.
The Colorado Rapids started 4 homegrowns for the 4th time this year. I love that stat. So tonight that was Yappy, Seb, Ollie, and Cole. Fantastic. The Rapids have now scored in 28 of 30 MLS matches. That's pretty good.
What if I told you that was what was going to happen last year, this time last year?
I would have said you're an idiot. Straight up. I would have called you a dumbass. Can
you believe how ridiculously different this season is from last year? Incredible.
I would have called you an idiot. Straight up.
I would have called myself an idiot.
The Rapids scored their 24th set piece goal of the night on the season, most in the MLS. Good job, Djordje. They have scored in their last 13 home matches, dating back to that stupid Houston game early in the season where it was 0-0 going into stoppage time and they gave up that goal. You remember that? I'm still mad about that. Not the night to be mad. We're moving on. They have scored in each of their last 9 MLS matches, scoring 20 goals during that time. 8 unbeaten matches at home against Toronto. That goes way back because they don't play every year at home. So that's a long streak. Toronto's not coming in here and winning. End of. Get out of here. To answer Crash the Carshes, they scored 26 goals last year and they have 24 from set pieces now. So close, but not quite. 7th shutout at home versus Toronto. 6th consecutive. Suck it, Toronto, again. Following a loss, this might be my favorite stat. Following a loss, Colorado is now 7-1-2 this season.
There's no back-to-back losses this season, right?
They're 7-1-2, so it's happened once.
Just once. Okay.
They respond after losses.
Yeah.
Straight up. You love to see it.
Coaching.
You love to see it. Bang. That is Stat Corner. Thank you to our friends at Rapids Communications for this stat assist. Okay. We are going to get into flowers and get into our favorite everything from the game and some other storylines. But first, we're going to talk about our friends over at DNVR. We're going to talk about us. We're talking about I said friends. It's Duane. Duane's my friend.
You're my
He's
friend.
at DNVR. Yeah. We got a ton of events coming up, and we want you to be there with us. Number 1, Broncos and Buffs tailgates. I was at the Broncos tailgate last week. I was at the Buffs tailgate today. And man, it is so fun. We always have great food. If it's the Broncos, that's Primo Hoagie, sexy pizza. Today we had Saucy Southern going over at the Buffs tailgate. We have parking at the Buffs tailgate. Breck Brew is all over. Both of those things, super fun. Make sure you go to those. You can get your tickets at thednvr.com/events. We also have a Buffs takeover coming up against Cincinnati on October 26th. It's Parents Weekend. It's like an impossible ticket to get. Our tailgate. So it's tailgate, parking at the tailgate, and a game ticket for $210. The cheapest ticket right now on Game Time is over $235. And that's no parking. That's no tailgate. So come hang out with us.
I feel like the parking for a Buffs game is like such a big deal.
It's just a pain in the ass because you either sitting in traffic forever to get to a spot.
So much money.
Yeah. So you can knock out all of that. All you got to do is just come hang out right there. All of that is available at thednvr.com/events. Go check that out. We also have just 2 team spots left as of today. I hope nothing came through because we're going to cap it soon. But we have our first 3-on-3 basketball tournament. It is at Basketball Social House. It's with the DNVR Nuggets crew. Tons of fun. Basketball Social House is so cool. It is like a new modern bar. It's like, have you ever been to one of those cool new bowling alleys, Duane? Where it's like a bar and like restaurant. So it's that, but instead of bowling, they have basketball courts. It's very cool.
Well, they have cool stuff too. Like they have that weird wall full of like rims to shoot on. Yeah. They've got a lot of cool stuff there. It's pretty neat. I don't even like basketball. I'm terrible at it, but I think that place is way cool.
It's very cool. And we're going to have tons of prizes for top teams. There's food and beverage specials. And you get to come and hang out with some DNVR personalities and a bunch of other Nuggets diehards that want to come and have some fun playing basketball. All of that is available at thednvr.com/events. Oh, and grab your Avalanche takeover tickets because we have games against the Capitals, the Canadiens, and the Wild. And our friend Eric Lacroix, our friend and yours, really, if you listen to us, you probably are friends with Eric too. He's going to bring on some of his old Avs buddies. You're going to be hanging out with some really cool guys that are coming to these games. So I don't know who it is yet or for which game, but that's his job right now, is to find the best possible guest to roll along with us to these games. So you get to hang out at the bar, take the bus to the game, hang out with a bunch of Avs diehards, and then come back to the bar and celebrate a big Avs dub. So get your tickets over at the DNVR.com/events. All right, we're back. DNVR Rapids. We are live. Late. It is 11:50 p.m. and we are getting into segment 3 of the Winners Lounge. And man, it feels good. Feels really good. Duane, are you feeling good right now?
I don't know how you cannot feel good, man. Like, it's all I can think about. I mean, in addition to all of the records that you just went through and all of the cool things that are happening, playoffs, man. Like, we're headed back to the playoffs. And these next 4 games are going to be crazy fun. I mean, because now it's all about where are we starting the playoffs at, what position, and it's just going to be bananas with 4 or 5 teams that are up front.
We can maybe get into this after Flowers, but I would love to just kind of see what happened in the MLS tonight.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about it midweek too. Yeah.
But it's going to be very fun. It is now officially scoreboard watching season. Well, it always is for me. I'm a sicko, but I started doing the math in like June. So you guys aren't as into it as I am, but I love doing it. So let's do it. It's time for the best segment we have. Flowers from the fellas, baby. And Duane is up first.
Ooh, man. It's got to be Reggie Cannon for me.
Whoa!
Man. Like,
fire the cannons!
1, we get to say that. 2, he reminded me of the Anchorman. I have a very important announcement to make. Cannonball! He just brought so much joy to Rapids Twitter with his goal tonight.
In addition
perfect. To just being excited for him that 1, he got the start. 2, everybody got to finally see him play. So if you weren't familiar with his game, now you are. And 3rd, he scored a goal in his first start as a Rapid. Dude, that's
first
awesome.
Game at home. Yeah.
Man. Like, what a way to open your account is to do it on your first start at home after you've already been playing really solid, showing that not just saving a goal right at the beginning of the game by just sacrificing your body in the middle of that pile, but then becoming a guy who is great on the side and playing that wingback role where he can fly up and get the ball up to everybody and play a part in the final third. So, dude, I'm excited about Reggie Cannon. Like, I didn't know much about him when the signing happened. I know you did, but you were.
I know, and I was on a mountain like an idiot.
So it's been fun to kind of research and see who he is, but man, watching him
such a good
play
signing.
Has been
such a good
much fun.
He's good. He's going to be so good in this link up play on the flanks. Defensively, he definitely is more. He's going to have more offensive than defensive, but what makes him so clutch defensively is his ability to play everywhere. Tonight, for example, he played left back. He's a right back. Right? Like, Seb played right back. He played on the left. And his ability to play anywhere is going to come through very clutch when, you have guys in concussion protocol and you have guys who are, getting knocks here and there late in the season and need to get some rest. And now you have basically an extra starter across the back line. So, great call for Flowers for Reggie. Fire the cannons. There's a lot of cannon gifts on Twitter, so we're not going to run out of those. So much fun. It's going to be great. I agree with Mile High Minor real quick. If you're in here watching, please hit that thumbs up for us, baby. Come on. We love it. Hit the like. We love a like. Please. And thank you. Okay, my flowers. There's only one person they can go to. It's Djordje Mihailovic.
For sure.
Djordje
That's who I wanted to go with, but I got to celebrate the new kid too. Yeah.
Of course. Look, Djordje, the name comes through in the rumors, and you're like, "Ooh, okay, that's an interesting signing." He was really good in Montreal. Wasn't wasn't great overseas. Okay, club record signing. He better be pretty good. And guess what? He now has more goal contributions in a single season than any other Rapid ever. He needs an assist a game for the rest of the way, and he will set the assist record for this club. He is a star. He's one of the best players in the league. You know, unfortunately, he's in one of the most stacked positions in the league, so you're probably not going to see him on a best 11 of the season. You know, he might not even make an all-star game, but he is no doubt one of the best 10s there is in soccer, especially American soccer, obviously. But he's a force. He single-handedly changes games, and when he ramps up the effort like he did tonight, and that's what Chris Armas had to say in the post game. He runs, he sprints, he's working back. He is everywhere. It's not just get me the ball and let me do the work. I'm going to work to get into positions where me having the ball increases our chances of success. And I could watch him play all night. I hope we watch him play for the rest of his career. I hope he is a Rapid until he's done playing soccer. And then I hope he's still around for longer after that. He is amazing. And we are very lucky to have him here. So, thank you, Djordje.
So much.
Okay, go ahead. You're up.
Yeah, man.
Unless you have anything to add.
I just don't even know what to add, man. Djordje's rips, dude. That guy's awesome. Like,
he is. You rock.
I mean, he's awesome. Like, freaking love that dude. He looks like he's having fun. When he's not having fun, he looks like he wants to, stab a dude. He's wildly good. We are a better club because he's here. He's fun. I mean, that's the thing. Not only is he great, he's just fun. He's fun to watch. Even my wife, who's not the biggest soccer fan, admittedly doesn't know soccer very well, said, I think Djordje Mihailovic is my favorite player as we were watching tonight. She was like, that guy is awesome.
He worked his ass off tonight. Yeah. We're usually sitting here saying how hard Hoffa worked, and tonight you have to give it up to Djordje. He, I don't know what the final numbers are going to look like, heat map wise or distance covered wise, but Djordje was everywhere. And that's what you need from your superstar. And when it's time to clinch a playoff spot, right? Like, that's what was so disappointing about the game on Wednesday was we were talking about how Djordje and Hoffa and Cole were absent. They weren't involved. They didn't make their presence felt. And as they go, the team goes. That's just how it works with your top three guys. And tonight it was just Djordje, and he worked his ass off, and it was great to see. So hats off to him.
100%.
Duane, go ahead and give your next flowers.
It's one of the homegrowns who played his butt off tonight. It's Darren Yappy.
There it is. I was going to say it if you weren't.
That dude was on tonight.
Bro.
And so close to multiple goals. It's still a little bit, unless it's absolutely critical and we need a clutch goal. Goals are a little harder for Yappy. He seems to swoop in and save the day with his goals. But dang, he had, I mean, that one from the cross from Djordje, and then there was another one where he kicked it, but it was right into the keeper. But the exciting thing is he's starting to be in the right place at almost the right time. Like where it used to be like, where is Yappy? And now it's like when goals are about to happen in the final third, like tonight, Yappy was there, and he was a part of it. He was constantly in the scrum in the middle of the bodies trying to get the ball. That started to scare their back line. So he started to draw some attention from the back line, which, made Rafa able to do his thing and be a true striker. So it's not just the goals or the almost goals. It's everything else that he does, that he was doing tonight, which really opened up the game for other players to come in and make their mark. Plus the assists, and dude just had a phenomenal night. Happy for him, because he's mentally had to have been struggling with it last year and the first half of this year. And I hope that he's feeling really good tonight, seeing that like he's making a massive influence on the game tonight with his play. So flowers absolutely to Yappy. Great job.
I mean, good God. Here's a couple things. I was talking to a friend of the show, Drew Moore, at halftime, and he noted Toronto was basically shadowing him with Shane O'Neill. Didn't matter which side he was coming from. Shane was locked in on him. That just kind of shows you what sort of threat coaches and scouts who are making game plans think that Yappy can be when he's out there. Second, how much of that play was through Yappy tonight? It felt like a lot. It wasn't, and I don't know if that's always is going to need to be his role, right? Like, he is going to have to be that poacher, that finisher, that clean it up in the box, whatever it takes. But man, they were able to get some hold up play with him. They were able to allow him to be on the ball. I mean, he had that assist tonight. Djordje put him into space, and he was able to work it back across the box, find a wide open Reggie Cannon. Yappy has found his feet so fast. He went from looking like he was never going to score a goal ever, right? Like some of those misses he had where the look on his face afterward was like, I'm going to quit soccer, right? It looked like he was done. And before he started, and now it's just a completely different player. The confidence that comes with finding the back of the net and finding minutes in a good team. I'm so excited for what he has ahead of him. He's going to be so good. Great call from you there, Duane.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing is that he also, remember, he didn't do that as a sub for Rafa tonight. Like he did that playing as a winger.
Right.
Yeah, coming in as a winger and like mixing it up and causing trouble.
Which
that's what you want from your winger,
Can I say?
Yes, you can.
It is my podcast. I could say it. Look, Chris, you're doing a great job. And maybe you're probably going to get flowers from me here in a second. Play the 4-4-2. Play a true 4-4-2. Throw the diamond out there. Coward. You just rolled out a 4-2-3-1 with Yappy as a wing and Cole as a wing. Give us the 4-4-2, please. Please. We all want to see it. You're right. It did work. Great job, Yappy. Okay, flowers. Flowers are coming. And they're coming for Christopher Armas.
Coach of the year.
This man, he is so good at what he does. This team is so bought in. And I don't know what he said at practice. I couldn't make it to practice this week. I had too much to do and in my ALLCITY events job. Couldn't make it to practice after. But man, whatever he told this team, whatever he said to this team, however he got them going, it worked because from the jump, this team was looking to score. This team was looking to get themselves into the postseason. Whatever they did, they were doing it great, and it's very nice to see. So I thought he rotated well. He has more wins than any first-year coach in Rapids history. He has more points than any first-year coach in Rapids history. Let's just keep going. He's a finalist for the American Soccer Hall of Fame. The superlatives go on and on. He's a great dude. He loves this club. I got to find what he was saying. I didn't write it down because I asked the question, so I don't like turning down and like typing. I want to kind of, make it look like I'm listening,
Yeah.
So I didn't get down everything he said. But when I said, hey coach, like you now have more wins and points than any coach, right? He loves it. He's happy. He said, I'm grateful to Porgsmith who brought me here. And he basically said they've supported me like no one else ever has. Right? Like that's what makes him coach of the year, is that him arriving and him pulling obviously players, right? But you have the old coaching staff essentially, right? Minus Waldy and minus Fraser. You have, it's same comps. It's mostly the same digital, mostly the same marketing. Porg's still there. Wayne is still there. Like it was not this massive turnover to create this new team, but it was taking the parts of a disastrous season in a club who felt like that was at its absolute rock bottom. And with the help of bringing in a Djordje and a Zach, you're able to transform that completely. And, when you look out on that field and everyone but Djordje and Zach started the year before, or, was with the team the year before, and Sam, that shows you that he is coach of the year, right? It's, I know Weeby was saying that, this, you don't just get coach of the year because you were bad last year, right? Like that doesn't just mean, what are you doing to coach? And let me tell you, he's taking a team that almost the exact same roster that was complete doggy doo-doo and has turned them into a goal-scoring offensive machine and are threatening for a top 2 seed in the West. That's amazing. It is amazing. Chris, you are coach of the year in our books, and we are going to be campaigning until he gets it because he deserves it, and we love you, coach. Boom.
I can't say it any more perfect than that.
Do you have any more flowers to give? Fast.
Can ones. I get? I'm going to give a weird flower from an old Rapid. So it's not for tonight, but it did happen tonight.
Okay.
Danny Earls from the 2010 championship team.
Yeah, of course.
Some of you follow him. After soccer, he became a comic book artist. So he draws for Batman, most recently Ninja Turtles and their reboot. He got the Ringo Award for favorite new artist tonight.
Oh, wow.
And Ringo Awards are like, that's a big deal in the comic world.
Sure.
I just think it's cool, man. And I love it that he's a Rapid. Anyway, I thought that was really cool. It came out like pretty much right after we won. So it's just what a freaking night for the Rapids, man.
Totally.
Just awesome. Present tense, past tense, all the tenses, up the effing pids.
You know who's incredible. Not getting flowers? That idiot ref tonight who didn't know anything. Screw that guy. No flowers for you, idiot. Hope you never ref again. Just kidding. I'm sure you're doing a great job. All right, Duane, go ahead and plug us out of here, my boy.
All right, man. Hey, one thing, 2 things actually. One, give us a like on your way out. If you're listening tomorrow or whatever time during the week on Apple or Spotify, whatever, drop us a review. If you haven't subscribed yet on YouTube, drop us a subscription. It only takes 1 click. But it helps all of us out, not just us at Rapids, but at DNVR. But it really helps us out here at DNVR Rapids, which is cool. Another way you can help us out, which helps us to continue making cool things for you, is to hop over to store.allcitynetwork.com. This shirt is coming off the presses right away.
Let's go.
You can order it. You can celebrate Djordje. You can celebrate this whole season and get this in time for the last few games, plus heading into the playoffs. Again, store.allcitynetwork.com. Jump into the DNVR site and get down to the Rapids. There's a couple other Rapid shirts in there too.
Check them out.
All good stuff.
All right. Become a diehard at the DNVR.com. It helps us out a ton. You get access to all sorts of fun content, including perhaps some features from your boy coming up pre-playoffs.
It's coming.
So, there's also tons of Nuggets and ass content coming up as training camp starts for those guys. Broncos are going to have tons of stuff behind the paywall as well. So make sure you check all that out. I know we have some Rams fans that are always in here. Dustin, this is specifically to you, but I'm sure there are at least a couple others. Justin Michael has some of the best content you can get. You're a Dukes fan. Get out of here.
I like the Rams too because they're very similar
Sure.
to JMU, who put up 70 points
on an ACC team.
On an
yeah, well done.
ACC team.
Anyways, tons of stuff is behind the paywall. So if you're a member, you get all that. Oh, you also get a discount at the bar. You get a discount on events. You get a discount on merch. You get free merch once a year. Tons of good stuff if you're a diehard. So
T-shirt.
do that. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Please like right now. If you haven't liked and you're still here somehow, please like. Please, because that's what gets us into that soccer algorithm. You know, people that watch soccer stuff, you liking this video sends it to them, and all of a sudden we're growing up and we're going to be unstoppable. So do that. More important than any of those things I just said, the most important thing we just said, up the pits.
We all silly like the